I'm very happy to welcome my next guest, my long-time and dear friend of mine, woman grandmaster and international master, Eva Repkova. Eva, herzlich willkommen.
Hello, hello. I'm very happy to be here with you.
Eva, after I sent the invitations for this webinar out, I realized that I forgot to mention one of your chess roles, namely a chess organizer. But you sent me your CV where it states that you're also FIDE trainer and ECU vice president. So please let me correct myself. So woman grandmaster, men international master, chairman of commissions for women chess at FIDE, ECU vice president, chess commentator, chess organizer, FIDE trainer, and additionally managing family business and mother of a son, Christopher. Did I manage to get it right this time?
Yes, you did. Yes, I'm lucky enough to cover all the scope of chess activities, but I must also say that I'm in chess for many years, and like more than 30 years. So one by one, I managed to to check everything.
My last guest was Melanie Lube, and I had the feeling that she's a superwoman because she has so many chess activities beside her regular job. You must tell us, how do you do that? Do you have excellent time management skills, perfectly organized, or it's just the love and passion for what you are doing for the chess that makes you go beyond the limits?
Well, this is, I believe that first of all, it's the passion for chess, because chess has this ability to bring you back no matter what, no matter how much you want to escape or stop or for some time, it always brings you in. And this is experience not only mine, but also some of my chess friends and colleagues, the same. All the activities I'm doing, they came naturally, for instance, I became an organizer because my son Christopher started to play, and I started organizing first some tournaments for kids, then slowly, like on the we formed a team, we Slovak team championship, and in my hometown became 2 times Slovak champion, and this was like the beginning of my work as organizer. And slowly I would organize closed tournaments, open tournaments, and my biggest tournament was European Youth Championship in Bratislava in 2019, which was really very challenging, very difficult tournament to organize. So, but it all happened somehow by chance and naturally,
You told me that you learned how to play. You learned how to play chess at the age of 5 when you were watching your parents on Sundays playing chess. And I would say that's quite a challenging way how to learn chess, because it's such a complex game with quite few rules to remember. And what was the thing that fascinated you the most about chess? And can you recall some early memories?
Yes, when I was 5, I don't remember myself, but my family tells me the story for quite some time. When as long as I remember, this story was in my family. That at the age of 5, my parents would play chess together, and I was playing around. And at some point, I pointed out to some move. I gave my mom an advice what to play, and my parents were very surprised that I know how to play, because they thought I'm just, just a kid who is running around, not paying attention. So this was also first sign that I got some chess talent. And one of my earliest memories was when once a week my brother would take me to local chess club, and I was very happy that day because I didn't have to sleep in kindergarten that afternoon. So this I remember quite clear.
Yeah, I have to say that I find it quite unusual, because I tried to teach my daughter 4.5 years how to play chess, and it's not so easy, I would say, and to make her like to show her how to move with the pieces, and it's quite still challenging in such an age. And if you also allow me, I would like to share one story with you that I've been keeping in my mind for a long time. And I always said that brain is like a fantastic tool that keep things. Sometimes you don't know why keeps things, your memories, and delete things that we don't want to remember. So it was like in 1993 when we played World championship in Bratislava, and I played under 12. And I remember I sing you for the first time. Of course, I knew your name because you belong to the biggest talents in Slovakia and in Czechia. And but it was the first time I really personally saw you. And I remember at the opening ceremony, you won the gold medal, and you walked to the podium like so confidently, and you grabbed the medal like it would be the most natural things like in the world. And I was so impressed by you because you were like young, you were a beautiful girl, and you were one of us. You were Slovak like me. And I also remember telling myself that uh, uh, I can reach also maybe one day this too, because that was real. You were real. And so I wanted to ask if you were aware how inspirational you were to young girls out there, and if you actually if you ever thought about this. And I'm sharing these stories because I know that many girls will be watching this recording later on, and I just want to stress out how important to have chess models in chess.
Regina, I had no idea about how you felt back then, and it's really inspirational for me. It's my heart is melting. And yes, you are right. I had no idea at all, and this is important also. Role models in other countries for these lead and top players to consider young girls and how they behave, what message they spread. So because sometimes we are forgetting, our influence on others. And yes, I got the silver medal in this. It was World Championship under 18. Together, I played 6 times World or European Championship for Slovakia. I got 4 silver medals, and 2 times I shared 4th place. And I remember that both times I was so disappointed, so unhappy. I thought it's a disaster, which now in retrospective is so funny, because later I took my son to those championships, and I would be the happiest mother in the world to have him 4th or 5th or even like in first 10 places I would take any time. But for me as a teenager, I felt differently. So it's really funny sometimes how we perceive things as children and as young adults compared to later in life.
I have to say that I can completely follow you. I understand you, because it was also my case. If I didn't grab the gold medal, my father was extremely disappointed, and I didn't have the chance really to celebrate, to express my joy from the silver or from the bronze. And it is just first after I got bigger, and or I was an adult, and I looked back on the times then I realized like, oh, what you achieved was really not bad, but as a young girl, it was I think it was also pity, because not to have the chance to enjoy it, because you know what it brings, to come and to get there.
Yes, and I must say, regarding me as your role model, then you completely use the way 100% correctly, because you yourself had such incredible success also in the world competitions, and also representing Slovakia, now representing Austria. So you achieved just as much, So I'm happy that I could help in some way, unknowingly, actually.
I'm also saying this because I keep meeting the girls who are saying, I like that girl, I like that girl. They look up to some players, and it's not always like you did Polgars. There are also other girls. So I think it's important so that they realize that they are like role models for the younger generations, and it's kind of, I think, also responsibility that it brings.
Yes, yes, this is you see, of course, Polgar sisters are great inspiration in chess for all of us, and they are unique and you know, very difficult
Mm-hmm.
to surpass, you know, for younger generations. But in the same time, they now you can not easily find a
Mm-hmm.
parent who will take their kids out, their girls out of school and bet on just one card chess. So this is not something to be expected easily or happening often. So it's important that girls have also other role models they can actually follow, you know,
Mm-hmm.
with their activities. And besides, you know, you and me, we discussed this topic in the past that now it's even harder to play professionally compared to the past
Mm-hmm.
when we went to tournaments. Usually, when we went to tournaments, our ticket, accommodation, and food was paid by organizers. We even got some pocket money often. These days, it's not unusual that players don't get any conditions,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. You're completely right. That I played like 2 years with a friend of mine, and we had to even pay our tickets and hotel and everything, you know, to cover all our costs. And this brings me to next topic, next point. Like you had so many outstanding results at the European and the World Youth Championships as a girl, and you know, in my opinion, what distinguish the good ones from the best one is the talent. But if you don't have the right work ethic and right effort and attitude, talent doesn't bring you that far. So how was your work attitude to chess and to trainings? Because you were brought up in non-computer chess eras.
Yes, in my era, it was quite difficult to get a good trainer because you had to
Mhm.
travel, you know, there was no internet, no easy way to study, no computers, no computer programs very strong which can analyze your game. Even, you know, you don't need a strong grandmaster.
Mhm.
In the past, if you played a game and you wanted to really learn from your mistakes and get some improvement, you basically needed to find a better player than yourself to help you analyze. Yes, today you turn on computer and it's all there. So and I never had some systematic training
Mhm.
with a strong trainer. So this is something I was lacking. I did have training now and then, you know, some I would say almost random, and also I lived in East Slovakia, so really around my place, not many options. You know, if I wanted to meet a grandmaster, I needed to travel for 5 hours. You know, by
Mhm.
bus, and even traveling back then was not easy, not as easy as it is now. So, but on the other hand, my parents supported me very much. They would take me to tournaments quite a lot, and I learned. I can say that I learned by mostly by playing. So
Mhm.
of course there was some, even though insufficient training, but some training, some guidance, not nearly enough, not nearly as much as I needed to, but it was to some degree compensated by practical play. I was lucky enough to to play many tournaments when I was little, and also later in my
Mhm.
teenage years.
I have to say that I was lucky because I had a coach from Czech Republic who were traveling to us like once a month. And you have to find someone who is willing to do that, you know, to come for 3 4 days. But maybe he saw like potential in me, and he had done it like for 3 or 4 years. And of course, you don't find someone at that time so easily. Like, and I never took it also for granted. I have to say.
Yes, yes. I also had a couple of sessions with Mr. Hora, and he was well known, you know,
Mhm.
to good trainer to help
Mhm.
in our age and with this level. So yes, I remember him as well. I believe that he also helped Zbigniew Heracek.
Exactly, there were a few more players, like
and I'm
especially
sure
from the
and
Czech
others
Republic.
which I'm not aware of. Yes.
Exactly. You, Eva, became a woman grandmaster at the age of 20, and your son Christopher a man grandmaster at the age of 19. So what is always clear, natural, that he would follow your chess steps, because chess was like part of your family and something that he was really interested in?
Well, he was interested in chess. He wanted to be a chess player from quite a young age. I'm not quite sure if it was completely his idea or somehow learned from because he was around chess so much. But in the same time, it's very difficult to have two titled players in one family. You know, like mother and son or father and son, whatever. Mother and daughter, you know, it's not as easy as one would think.
And you don't see it so often, actually. That's true.
Yes, yes. So in this way, I was lucky, you know, because no matter how much you try and how much a player loves chess, we all know that becoming a grandmaster is very rare thing, and sometimes it's not, hard work is not enough. Really, you need to have this special talent, you know, to be able to get that far. Together with work, of course, it goes without saying.
You became grandmaster at the age of 20. Your son Christopher, a man grandmaster at the age of 19. So was it always clear that Christopher would follow your chess steps? Was it your wish, or it just came really like naturally?
Yeah, it was. Actually, for him, it was natural. He always wanted to be a chess player, you know, and for me, only later again, I realized how rare it is to have two titled players in a family, that it doesn't come naturally, you know, but again, I realized that only afterwards. I have a funny story, you know, Christopher, when he learned chess when he was about 5 as well, maybe even a little bit younger, but he didn't like it very much, you know, so he stopped, and then he resumed playing when he was 8. And it was funny because I would play sometimes with him and let him win every time. But later he realized that I'm a grandmaster and I do it on purpose, and he was very mad at me, and he didn't want to play anymore, you know.
Yeah, but you know, I'm trying now to play a little bit with Vika, and she gets every time annoyed when I don't let her win. You know, she says in that moment, "Mom, stops! I don't want to play with you." And I'm trying to explain her that there are rules, and in the life she will need it, also in the kindergarten, you know. But she's like, "Okay, the grandpa, he always allows me to win. You not. I don't want to play with you." But I see that you were the opposite, you know.
Yeah. So he wanted to win by playing fair, not by cheating, you know.
Yeah, and Christopher, then he decided to take a new challenge in his life. He accepted scholarship in chess scholarship in USA, and now he's successfully studying there. And you decided to pursue playing chess professionally. And being 20, life is ahead of you. Did you consider other possibilities, or it was like, chess is what got chosen for me? Chess is my life, and this is the way, this is everything. So
well, some things just come naturally, you know, and to some point I was enjoying. It was good, you know. I was quite successful in my career, but then it came a point where I felt a little bit stuck because I couldn't progress, you know. Somehow it's difficult, I guess, for every chess player comes that point. And then I started also focus on other things in life. So this is also one point also for professional players, I guess, when they realize that they don't feel like playing anymore and they need to transform their lives. This is a big topic also about mental health, and so yes, I did have this challenge as well at some point.
What is very natural, I would say.
Yes, it's only natural, and I can understand also other, players who need to somehow switch from chess to something else as well. But in the same time, it's an opportunity to grow and to learn new skills and to learn new things in life. And I feel that chess is always helping us somehow, with persistence, with fighting spirit, with maybe planning, strategy. We are able to analyze situations better. Sometimes it's also setback precisely because you see things clearly, it's even more difficult, But more often than not, it's a blessing, and it helps us. I feel that chess is helping me not only in chess community but also outside.
Great to hear that they are still like women. They have this passion for the love for the chess, and they stick to chess. That they are not like leaving the chess scene, because you have so much to give to the young generation.
Yes, but I can share some feeling now. It came to my mind when I started having regular job, like we. Even though it was our family business, but still it was a big change for me to have like everyday job, like a routine thing. You have to go to work at certain time, and I remember at some point I was remembering my traveling and playing chess, and I was thinking, oh, why didn't I study harder, So anyway, so I remember that one point, but later it changed, of course, and with new experience, I was grateful that I was given opportunity also to do some other things in life.
Later on, you became a man. EM, and you were successfully representing your country, Slovakia, my former country, at the different team championships, Olympiads. You having won so many strong tournaments. What chess dreams did you still have after so many years of playing?
Well, at some point, I guess it happens to most players. I don't know, but it happened to me. I realized that I will most likely not improve tremendously, and even if I did, because when you are quite strong, it's even harder to get better, and with age, it's also getting more complicated. So I realized that I don't want to spend more energy, the amount of energy I would need to spend to improve maybe just a little was tremendous in my mind, and I decided it's not worth it. So I settled for what I had, I was proud of my previous career, all the results I achieved, and I decided that like professional chess career, like by playing, is is already out. It was somehow out of my mind at some point. So I played more for fun, maybe traveling, meeting some friends, to be in touch. But I started playing less and less naturally. And but as I told you, that chess has this strange magic to bring you back, and no matter what you want. So at some point, also because my son was playing, I started organizing little tournaments, first for kids, first some close tournaments with norms, and at the end I ended up organizing European Youth Championship, for kids, which is a huge, very difficult tournament to organize. So this came somehow naturally and by almost by chance, I would say, and in the same time, I would start being coach and captain more often rather than a player. So I gain experience in this area too. And as an organizer also, I met many people. I got some contacts, connections in Europe, in the whole world, and somehow I got involved recently also in European Chess Union, in FIDE, and this is again completely different chess experience, and I'm very grateful that I was able to be there. It's not always easy because you see things from the other side, because as a player you only see your conditions, your part, but then you, as an organizer and as official, chess official, you see like the whole picture, you know, and so it was also very interesting for me to understand also this part of chess life, and I'm happy that I was I got this opportunity to see many sides of chess, you know, not only as a player.
And that's the questions, or that's this part I also wanted to touch and ask you, like, you have so many job roles, and what you consider the hardest one? Is it playing, or is it organizing, or leading this women commission, or it's difficult to compare?
Yeah, well, I would say that all of them are hard, especially in the beginning, but also bring a lot of joy. And you know, I've met so many nice people, you know, with these activities, and so many good memories. In the same time, there are also challenging situations, naturally. And now that you ask, I would probably being a chairperson for women in FIDE the hardest job, because as you know, participation of women in chess is not very high, and we are trying. This is a difficult task to increase. Yes, because there are many factors involved, and also these days women empowerment as such is very much discussed, you know, which is an excellent thing, and it's about time, because even though in some countries law for women are favorable, you know, but in practice it doesn't work that way. Even now during Corona, we know that mostly women suffer, you know, financially at work, because they are the first to when there is emergency, to care for their families, you know, and focus less on their jobs. And this is these are statistics, you know, it's not a random idea, but this is reality now. So even though these women are supported, it's not so easy to you know, to make the right steps that it becomes also reality, that they do
to implement
better, yes. So in the same time, there are some sometimes I would say toxic emotions, you know, and some people want to vent their own personal stuff, you know, which is doesn't help anybody really, you know, and this is maybe most tiring for me personally, most draining, also emotionally, to deal with such attitudes, you know. But yeah, we are trying to focus on real improvement, you know. Our goal is to first of all educate women, you know, so they can be part of chess community, also not only as players but also as arbiters, as organizers, as trainers, as head of delegations, as chess officials, you know. And we are successfully pushing women also to take those positions, and so this is our strategy. And the second thing we are trying to achieve, we want women decide what kind of support women want, you know. So it's not we want to decide about ourselves, you know, and that's important to to make processes, to prepare policies, to give budget, you know, for that purpose. So this is like path to real empowerment, and this is our strategic goal, not only in FIDE and continental organizations, but also in federations. You know, like Austrian Chess Federation is a really great example. You know, we are doing so much, and I want to thank your president for doing it. And they trust you, and they give you this power of to decide for yourself what you need, you know, and this should be the case everywhere. And this is our strategy, this is our goal, and we hope to reach that level of empowerment for women in FIDE.
This is a very good topic, very good point, because if you get free hands that you can choose like what you want to do, but you don't have this empowerment, like to budget, to decide like where you go this money, which projects, initiatives, then, and it's always men behind that, then it's not real empowerment. And as you said, I am very thankful for Austrian chess federations that give us to Frauenkommission. We get the money, we get the budget for a year, and we decide by ourselves, like girls who are making this initiative, where we want to spend the money, how we want to spend the money, and amazingly we can always like agree, and nobody feels like short, like why she got more or that, and we get a huge support, organization support, and also mental support, you know, and like we got the feeling that what we do makes sense, and it's very welcome.
Yes, and I can see, and I'm really proud of you. And there are other countries who also work well with women, but there aren't many. And hopefully we can spread this message and teach also others how to do it, because I have a feeling that support is there. It's not that they don't want to. Many times people don't know how to do it. And we have this experience because in the beginning, when we started in the commission, we had no idea how it is. You know, we were new to the job. But now with experience, we know that what is really needed are to set up processes, you know, to set up policy. So our support does not depend on one particular person or a group of people, you know, but the support is somehow granted, you know, in the organization, in their policies, you know. So this is very important for us to achieve that goal.
Yeah, and of course, the bigger organization, the more complex the rules and more difficult, yeah, and more obstacles one can say, definitely. Like if in small like initiative that we are doing here in Austria. And I can definitely say that I've been playing chess for more than 35 years, about 35 years, and I've seen real progress, maybe last 10 years, let's say, on women chess, like promoting and helping the conditions and overall image. But still, I can't get rid of the feeling that chess is still a sport that is strongly dominated by men. And FIDE announced 2022 the year of women in chess, and so it means that can we women look forward and hope to see many interesting projects and initiatives supporting, promoting female chess and led by the women. Can you give us a bit insight what is ahead of us?
Yes, FIDE is a modern and successful international sport organization, is showing by declaring the next year of women in chess, is showing support, you know, and we are very lucky that FIDE leadership has this attitude. In the same time, as I mentioned before, we also need to find the way to do it most efficiently. And we are still in the process of preparing activities. Maybe you remember this year we started Queen's Online Chess Festival. So first of all, this was this was very successful for the first time, and we had to do it from scratch. And we have big database of women who are interested in playing, in being part of chess community. So already we have something to start with, and for next year we would like this festival to be even bigger, and even more countries and more players to be involved. Additionally, we want to also start presenting different role models, female role models in chess, just like you are doing, for Austrian Chess Federation. So we hope to also have some like e-magazine and some podcasts, so people, so women can share their experience just like you and me are sharing now. And there are many role models around the world just like you and me, and I would like them to be also involved and share. And this way, like you said, the young girls can pick in their own country or region someone they can look up to. We also plan many other activities, but this is also a subject of before the end of the year. We'll finalize and we'll inform all federations what we are planning. Just now we are in the process of finalizing everything, and I do hope that next year will be great for women, but most importantly that we will we pay attention, to the need of support of women, and already declaring this year of women in chess is a great achievement by our commission, and we are very happy that it was accepted, our proposal was accepted, and we are looking forward to
so I'm very well excited, to see what will be happening next year on the female chess field.
Yes,
definitely. And this would be my last two questions I put to all guests. I ask all the guests, and that one is like, what chess has given you in all those years, and what would you advise to girls who are like hesitating? Shall I start? Shall I not start? I don't know. So, from your experience, of course.
Yes. First of all, chess gave me so many things. It's not even possible to count. Also, my son was born because of chess, and I have many friends, wonderful people around the world. I met, so many great experiences. Also, it gave me this feeling that I am a global citizen, So there is, whenever in Slovakia, sometimes we have these discussions, political, about nations, this and that, and it's very foreign to me because I know people from around the world, and I was able to connect with all of them. So you perceive things differently, and I think this is this is also for other people, whether by playing chess or traveling or doing other activities. This is very useful for overall well-being, on our planet, because it's becoming more, and our world is becoming more and more global. So I'm very grateful for that. And also all the skills, I really recommend the parents, and I think this is a huge also potential for chess to spread the message to parents that please let your kids learn how to play. Doesn't matter that if they will become grandmasters or not, and doesn't even matter if they will play their whole life or only for some period of time. But the benefit chess gives to kids is incredible. It's long lasting, and it also gives respect, to another person, because when you start playing chess, you shake hands, no matter if you agree politically with the person, if he's different, and also it gives people, I think people need that these days more than ever, like sense of justice, because you can brag about yourself, how good you are, if your opponent beats you in the chess game, you will not convince anybody that you are better than him. Unfortunately, in today's world, more and more people think that they can have it like easy way, just by talking. They talk themselves into some high positions, you know.
There are many grandmasters. I would definitely agree.
Yes, and they make the right picture here. They get the right light there, you know, and they know exactly how to get there. But in chess, it's so nice that there is not easy to deceive, you know, and at the end of the day, you see exactly where you stand, and this puts you in the right place, and to be modest, to be humble, you know, and to try to learn more, you know, before you start bragging, you know. And this is like such a great opportunity. All the kids should be given, I believe, you know, to learn this skill, which is missing a lot in our society, I feel.
Yeah, that's a wonderful message. How to spread the beauty of the chess, the beauty of the sports, the benefit of the sports to also all the girls, I would say, not only to girls, but also to kids and boys, girls, doesn't really matter. Yeah, and I love this about chess, that you go sit down, you have the same chessboard, you know, the same pieces, you cannot really complain. You start with the same, you know, the equal position, so you start with the same chances. Like it's different with other physical sports where you can feel, you know, the drawback, you know, that the physical status is not so strong like with the men.
Yes, and one additional thing which is incredible with chess, it connects people instantly, you know. It doesn't matter what job you work, you know, if you have very important job or just a small one, or it doesn't matter if you are old or young, or, you know, even 8-year-old can analyze with a grandmother, you know, after they finish the game. So it connects people in such incredible way that no other sport really can do that, I believe. You know?
Yeah, that's definitely true. I would now ask the audience if they have any questions. Someone can use now the perfect opportunity to ask Eva about the FIDE, about the Freeman project, about personal experience, just experience. Maybe I would ask you, just cross my mind, one thing is like, you started to play chess at the age of 5, you learned, you'll be playing your whole life. So can you notice how your chess style has developed in all these years? Has it changed, or you think it's okay, it was always like this and it never changed?
Yes, it did change, and it's really interesting, because chess also reveals your character, you know. Some people, they don't like to take risks, for instance, yes, so even they see some tempting variation, but they are not sure about the outcome, they prefer to pick one which they feel have better control. Others like to gamble and see that this risky variation can lead them to some good position or to victory. So it a lot, it comes also, it depends on your character, and of course when you are younger, then your character is usually different. If we all hope that we are learning from our experiences and we evolve, yes, to the better or to the worse sometimes, you know, but somehow we do change, hopefully, you know. That's the point of life, to learn and to get better, yes,
to develop in all those years.
Yes, and
but because I know that you were always like a very tactical, aggressive player. So you were a young girl, you know, you have fearless. Now you sit at the board, yeah, and it's like the same, or you sometimes like, oh, I don't know, I'm a little bit scared, you know, if all my tactical possibilities, skills are working right.
You got it, yes, because now possibly I can look at the truth better, you know. I'm more brave to look at the truth also in the position, and I don't have so much wishful thinking that it would be different. I can see it's not. So I sometimes I'm more modest about picking my moves, you know. And in the past, I remember sometimes I would open up position, you know, but open up for my opponents to attack. You know? So these things I avoid. It doesn't happen to me.
Mhm.
In the same time, of course, I was a better player in the past because I was playing much more. And today's chess is very tactical, a lot of calculation. So even though I believe my understanding of chess improved generally,
Mhm.
I was a better player at some point in the past, you know, because I reached my rating was 24-47, the maximum. I would regularly be like top 50 during that period when I was on the top of my career. And but still, I believe I do understand chess more now, but playing is really so much about calculation, especially today with computer being involved. You probably have the same experience as me, yes?
Yes. Yes, very much, very much. Like the players are very well prepared. I remember I got my first computer when I was 18, and I played in Croatia Mediterranean tournaments. Ivan is
Yes,
organizing the
I
first year,
played there too many
and
times.
I came there like without computer. And this is one funny story, because the girls, they are preparing. I'm walking there, you know, in Opatia, my place of my heart, and enjoying the nice weather, coffee. And I met Ivan, and he was like, Regina, why are you not preparing? Even because I didn't simply take computer, you know, and I won the tournament. So
And you have better things to do also, like walking
exactly.
around, enjoying.
And but nowadays, of course, I wouldn't do that just because I would have like bad conscience, like, okay, I have this computer, and if you have computer, you have to open it, you know, and because you say like, okay, why I didn't carry this thing with me, so I have to open it. And I think I spent, of course, more time than with the computer than when I was younger. And I was also brought up in the non-computer era. Like we were studying the games of my opponent from previous year, like from the bulletins and from the that were published by the world or European Championship. So I think the chess has really changed a lot, became modern, became, I would say, more dynamic. It's also like if you follow it online, sometimes I sometimes feel like I don't understand what's happening on either the guys, they have like calculated till the 50th move, or just like to rely on their intuition, or sometimes I'm really confused, you know, from the modern nowadays chess.
Yes, and it's very very interesting to see how these young players, first of all, many times it happens to me that I have never heard of a player. I check and he's over 2600 already. Yes, these players
This
are
happens to me
coming
regularly.
so fast, and their style, you know, because they are they are together with computer, they were developing their chess skills. You can see that their way of thinking is so much more free. Like in our days, we would not even consider certain moves, but these young players, they naturally consider everything, you know. So
and was it the same with the Christopher, with your son? Have you noticed he has like other way of chess thinking like you had, or you have?
Yes, I do, and most importantly, maybe I don't know if you had this too, but during my era, bishop pair was very much valued everywhere. They were talking about bishop pair. Yes, so this is like in my mind, almost like I never want to get rid of a
exactly.
bishop. Yes. And I see my son, but he gives the bishop here, there, everywhere, you know, he doesn't care any, no respect at all, you know. But later I learned that, yes, this is the way it should be, that it's not so easy. It depends on the position and so on, you know, many factors.
Yes, of course, those are the principles that stuck into your mind, and it's exactly my say, like my case, I'm suffering, like my blood is hurting and bleeding if I have to give up a bishop, and I see that we are from very, very similar generation. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
funny,
the
yes,
similar chess understanding.
culture and yes. So I decided to you know, not to take too much risk in this game. So I picked a solid opening somehow. He played, well, we played open Catalan. So this doesn't need any extra explanation. So Queen c2, it's still main line. So this variation, black solves the usual problem of the bad bishop on c8 with a radical solution a6 and b5. However, the c pawn is left behind. So the strategic battle goes around whether black can be successful in pushing c pawn from c7 to c5. So bishop g5, this is the old main line. These days are much more common moves like bishop d2 and bishop a5, and then sometimes b4 is played just the whole game to prevent c5. But my opponent played bishop g5. So bishop takes f6. Here we go about exchanging bishops, which we mentioned with Regina before. Here the idea is to remove temporarily one piece from c5 square. So either bishop or the knight. I took with the knight. Knight b2. c8. Okay, so bishop e4. Somewhere around here, I believe that my knowledge stopped because I'm not really very good at openings. Queen c6. Another possibility here for white is to play queen c1, trying to stop c7, c5 advance. But at the same time, the queen is occupying c1 square, which belongs to the white rooks. So as a result, this brings lack of harmony, and black gets a good game, for instance, after knight b4, yes, and even, yeah, like, so knight b4, yeah. So here black is fine. So that's why white decided to put the queen on c6. So queen d6 is a very good move. I believe that black already equalized somehow. Knight d5. Better move probably for white is to play rook fc1. The game could continue like this: queen c6, rook c6, and a very good move, knight b6, and knight a4. Again, black regained the control of c5 square, and after playing c5, black solves his only problem, backward c pawn. So here black should be fine as well. So my opponent decided to play knight e5. Bishop g2, bishop g2, and now a very important move, f6. After this move, white is forced to release the tension and fix black pawn structure. So queen d6, cd6, and knight d3. So this game I'm showing like one of my favorite games. As you can see, it's not about sacrificing. It's not about big tactical solutions. This is something which I would do maybe in my younger days, but I am also proud of this game that I succeeded to play a very good like positional game, with some small tactics, but that's why it's also my favorite, because it's not so much about my character, because I'm a more tactical player, but still I succeeded also to make one good positional game like this one. Rook c4. Now we already see that black has a good game because more active pieces, better situation in the center, and also after doubling on the c file, there is a problem for white how to get rid of these double rooks. So already black has an edge here. So rook fc1 was played. Knight a5. And of course, why black doesn't want to give away c file, so rook c2, very natural move and a good one. Now, in this game, first mistake came at this point on move 22. Normal move would be, let's say, e4, just driving the knight away to b6, and the game continues. It would be a fighting game where black is still slightly better, but by no means winning. However, my opponent played king f3, and he missed a very nice tactical move, knight b4. So here goes a little tactics. So the idea is to undermine c1. Knight takes b4 obviously is not possible. And after rook takes c2, you know, if rook takes c2, knight takes c2, rook c1 is not possible. This is a natural move under other circumstances. But knight takes d4 would be played. Can you hear me, Regina?
Yes, we can hear you. We can
it's so
follow you.
No,
we can hear you. We can
maybe
follow
I
you.
was disconnected. Okay, thank you. Knight takes d4 is a threat because it's with check. So that's why this line doesn't work for white. Opposite to if e4 was played oh, sorry, not here. Here. Knight b4 wouldn't work, yes, because rook c2, knight c2, and rook c1, and knight takes d4 is not with check. So this is the difference. Small problem for white. Okay, so knight b3 was played. Now, unfortunately for white, there is no way to damage the pawn structure. So after knight b3, e3, it's a very ugly double pawn in the center, which by itself is not winning, but it creates lots of weaknesses for white. So now it's extremely pleasant situation for black. Black can doesn't risk anything, and white has to be very careful, you know, about his position, not to lose pawns one by one. So king f7. Now, very nice move, bishop d8. This is typical when we have, you know, there is no more moves for black to strengthen the position, but we have a piece which is badly placed, so there is plenty of time to bring it to a much more favorable position, square. So bishop d8, rook takes c2, rook takes c2, knight a1. This is unfortunately necessary to drive the rook away from the second rank, which is always unpleasant, you know, when your opponent has such a rook, paralyzing all the pieces. So white hopes to free the rook at least, but as we will see, it won't completely help. Of course, knight cannot survive on a1 the whole time, so it's time to bring it back. Now bishop b6, paralyzing somehow white's pieces. Now the knight on b3 is bound to protect the weak d4 square. Okay, d5 was played, which actually is a mistake because it opens up a very strong bishop on b6 now. So black comes back to c2, attacking f2, you know, almost mating, you know, actually, yeah, the king can go still to g4, but now rook takes f2, king e4 would be f5, made in the middle of the board. So now white has some issues to deal with. And after d takes e6, I found a very nice move, king e7. The idea is not to allow rook coming, you know, when I take on e6, rook would come with check and protecting on e2. I don't allow that. I play king e7 first. And now still f2 is a problem. The rook cannot move because of b2 pawn. So there is only one move, and it's d4. So black forced d4, which is, as we can see later, it's to black's advantage. So now take on e6, check, and a wonderful square for the king on d5, king in the center. So it is clear that white is trying to create some counterplay, but it's black who is pushing, you know, for the win. Still, black needs to be careful because many times in such positions, like one wrong move and it gives a chance to opponent to make a draw. So here, by no means I felt safe and secure, and I knew that I still have to play very well and find the best moves, which luckily I believe I succeeded in this task. So first a5, I want to drive the knight, who is badly placed anyway, you know, from the square which protects the d4 square, so it's difficult for white to deal with this situation. So actually a4 is winning the knight by force. So now white doesn't have time to collect pawns on the king side and needs to go back to the defense. But of course, at the expense of losing material. And the rest is just the way of technique, although technique, what they say, it's usually hardest part because so many times we go wrong. Yes, this is chess and we need to be careful until the very end. So f5, a very nice move. It's the fastest way to win now, I believe. All of a sudden, black gets a distant passed pawn on the h line. That never looked to be the case just a couple of moves ago. Chess is simply sometimes unpredictable and fascinating. So h4, f4. Bishop d4. And here we go. H pawn is dropping. Well, okay, but in this situation, white decided to drop b2 pawn instead. It's very difficult to advise because if h pawn will drop, then there is no question that white can resign. So white at least tried to one last chance to fight. Now the b pawn is very fast, unfortunately for white. And d3, another tactic at the end. So this is an example when tactics is at the service of strategy, like it often happens actually in chess. And white resigned because black simply queens much faster than white and collects all the pawns and the game over. So this is I was really very happy because, as I mentioned, that beating a grandmaster, male grandmaster, is for us always a big achievement, and I'm happy that I could share this this little success which happened in 2019 with you.
Thank you very much, Eva, and congratulations on beating Thomas. We know Thomas, and he's a
I hope Thomas will forgive me for sharing this game.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So no, he's a strong player, representing Slovakia also at the Olympiads, but actually very nice guys. I don't know if there are any questions to this game, or maybe chess-wise games. Maybe question for the like hobby player. How are you preparing against grandmaster if you play against such a strong player? Evie, maybe. Can you hear us?
Yes, just a second. I have some small technical issue here.
Well.
Yes, you can see me, yes, right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. If you want, you can stop sharing the screen. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so my question was, maybe it interests like girls, how do you prepare against such a strong player like grandmaster when you are playing?
Well, these days I don't prepare much, so I hope
don't say this too loud.
Good luck, and usually find some line which is most likely will happen, and prepare a little bit. And because I'm not so ambitious these days anymore, I don't hesitate also to improvise, so I'm not very much stressed if something else is played. Then I rely on my extensive experience, that I will come up with some solutions. Additionally, I don't have this fear of losing like in the past, because it doesn't mean, it's different when you are very ambitious and young and you want to win every game, but later you also play more for to enjoy. And
so if I understand it correct, you stop putting pressure on yourself then with the time.
Not as much. Yes, not as much. So I'm also willing to take more risks, and if things go wrong, I usually I'm not as sad as I used to be, which is a bad thing,
Yeah, for the competitive chess, they said like, this willingness to live, this is a driving force actually behind the result or success. Some people even say this is the most important thing, or this is like, if you want to get it to top, then you have to have this willingness to live in you.
Yes, absolutely.
If there are no questions, then I would say then we.
I just want to thank you. No, I just want to thank you for your invitation. Hello, Eva.
Hi, Julia.
Against each other for a few times. I just want to thank you, and I hope together we can find some project and we can help the girls who are playing chess. Because in Romania we have a problem under 20, the group under 20, we have just few girls, and I saw now that on European hybrid championship, there are just 10 girls who are playing close tournament. I think this is a big challenge, how to motivate the girl to continue playing chess in this age, under 20 or 18. And I hope that together we can find some project and to help them.
Yes, Julia, you are absolutely right that it's actually getting a little bit worse sometimes than better, at least in our country, in Slovakia. Regina knows that we don't have any WGMs after us. Our generation was quite strong and a little bit after, yes, but then for maybe 20 years, nothing at all, almost, yes. I don't know if 20 exactly, but many years. There is a big gap, between us and the rest, and we don't have any possibility, any young talented girls who we can see in the near future becoming WGMs, unfortunately.
Yes. In Romania, we have 2 girls one is woman international master under 18, but just two girls who are, I don't know, looks like they will be like grandmasters soon. But yeah, it's not.
Romania was always a little bit better, yes, than it also depends on tradition in the country. Yes, Slovakia was behind generally.
Yeah, but we still, under 20, we have just, I don't know, maybe 8 players in a Romanian championship. And I think it's not good.
Yeah, it's very similar in Austria. Basically, they cannot make like under 20 groups, so they put together, like in Slovakia, under 18 and 16. They play, I think, like a tournament. And this is the topic we also touched today, like
Yes.
how to motivate girls. You know, what motivates them to keep playing, and what makes them to stop. We did this small research, like why did they stop playing chess, like at this teenage age, and the most common answer was like, I didn't have, there were too little girls, too few girls. I didn't have, my girlfriend stopped playing chess. I didn't have this support. And I think one has to start to search for the reasons, and to start working on this reason, and try to improve them, or to work on them, so that the girls, they that won't be that reason anymore, you know. And the solution is, of course, to get involved more girls, but how you convince them, yeah, to stay, not to choose other sport or other hobby, you know. They play maybe some piano, they play tennis, or some girls, they say chess is like boring, chess is difficult. But I don't think chess is difficult. Chemistry is difficult, yeah, like, you know, physics is difficult, but I don't think this chess is difficult. But I think it's very complex questions that and you don't solve within 1 year. You probably solve it. You have to,
Yes, of course,
set yourself like maybe short and long-term goal, and maybe to start with the top players, to engage them. Maybe this is also that step that you can consider, like, you know, these role models, like to start, like in Austria, I started to working with the Austrian girls, like to train them, and like to maybe like to work like a mentor. This is maybe also an idea. And but I think it's very, very good and useful if you can exchange this experience, if you can exchange these worries on with the other countries, and you see that, okay, it also doesn't work in other country, but in that country it works. Why that it works, you know, and to maybe to get some best practice from the country where it works. So I think it would be also very useful to organize something where female would meet, and where we would express our worries, our feelings, our projects, what we do, what we think it's working well, what we think it doesn't work at all, and why it doesn't work at all, and to learn like where it works well.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and what we are trying to do, at least also in FIDE, in our commission, to make women and girls comfortable, you know, to make them feel wanted, supported, included, you know, this kind of atmosphere to create where they will want to continue, you know, they will not feel like there are only boys and they are not welcomed, but on the contrary. So this is where our work lies, you know, and this kind of support to spread the message that girls are welcome, they are included, they are wanted not only as players, but also in every other aspect of chess community. And this is our main main job here.
Yeah, maybe it shall start from the national level, like, you know, from the federation, sending this message to the women, to the girls out, like we want you, we appreciate you, you know, and then you can then work on the international levels. Yeah, but I think it's difficult. It's difficult topic, you know. You have like a chess is like men sport, and you have like sitting 10 men and maybe like one women, you know, in all the functions, if you are happy. So it's difficult also for this girl or for this woman to get her ideas through, and to you know, to fight for for the women. And if they are just men sitting, they say, okay, I'm responsible, I should fight for the girl, but his interest is of course not so high. So
yes, well, this is also a nature of chess, that number of girls and women is really lower than in other areas of life, and it's nobody's fault. This is how it is, you know, and we have to work from this point. This makes our work even more difficult, but we will get there, you know, sooner or later, I believe.
Thank you.
So thank you for inviting me here. I want to thank Regina for hosting this podcast and inviting also other girls and women, because I think she's doing a great job to advance, you know, also women in chess. So she's helping, and I wish in every country we had at least one person like Regina.
Thank you.
Such a good job.
Yeah, if you have a love and passion for something, and it's of course easier then. So then I would say I will stop recording, and I was very happy to see you all, and hope to see also the girls next time.